Interested in seeing how a level 411 Noli server wipes a full lobby? Then this is for you. Here's the team for today's match, not too hard to deal with, but challenging nonetheless. My goal in this video will be to point out all the mistakes that I make. I'm no pro, so I might miss a few things. Such as here, out of habit of having someone in the team do this generator, I thought that certainly someone would be there. After that horrible void rush, I decided to go for whoever is closest to me, which was Taff. But since Shedletsky was running to me, I decided to just switch targets. I won't lie here, you can see. I was stopping my sprint. I was trying to predict a slash, since if I get stunned here, it could be a waste of time. Well, the guests tried to help, but it didn't really work out for them since the Shedletsky ran to a dead end, allowing me to end them. With guests being hurt, I'll chase them next for a good chase starter, or so I thought. Although this allows them to run away, I at least get to reset my stamina. They run inside the pizzeria anyway, which lets me get the upper hand. I noticed 2-time early here, and if you've seen my 2-time video, then you'd know how much I have grown to despise 2-time. Here I get a pretty lucky void rush hit, but since I wanted the slam badly, instead of waiting and walking a little, I just oh, come on. Here I realize they've just stood still. Assuming they're trying to loop and regain stamina, I decide to do the same thing, allowing me to have an advantage in stamina. Here they break off loop, which means I can Nova them to get a bit of chip damage, or to throw them off their path from the Builderman turret. Here I get a pretty lucky M1 and then miss a void rush. Although chase should have been settled here, there just so happens to be a Taff trap and turret. And yeah, with that said, I lose chase here, but for some odd reason the Builderman felt like playing dumb and just stared at me the entire time. I mean, seriously, what was he thinking? Clearly not very competitive. And to top it all off, he starts juking me here, which I hate, because it genuinely works. I mean, dude, take a look at this. Yeah, safe to say that juking is genuinely annoying, the worst part being he didn't even have to do any of that. After dying to a void rush hit, I land one of my lucky coincidental void rushes this match, and that's why you never let go of it. With that being said, this basically starts me a chase. A good one at that. With that being said, always be mindful of 2-times. You could see here that he definitely wants to apply some pressure while I get Taff. Fortunately for me, it doesn't work. Knowing that he's staying in this loop, I might as well just start chase. I'll take any chance I can to get rid of this pesky 2-time. There isn't really much to be said here. I use a really horrible time to use Nova, which lets him gain distance on me. Not good. Here I slow down at each corner to make sure I cannot get backstabbed, since one more and they get their second life. One mistake I do here is get greedy with my void rush. I'm trying to apply constant pressure, but this is not the way to do that. Following this chase, I decided to throw a Nova at the wall, which they predict and pre-run forward. They then sneak near me and force me to make a move here. The sneak gives them speed, allowing them to gain a bit of distance on me. Although I am a bit scared of a backstab, I decide it's just best to keep pushing, which actually works in my favor. This settles this chase for good. No second life or teammates to come helping secures me the kill. Oh yeah, and the Elliot threw a pizza here, but I genuinely didn't see this during gameplay, so that's why I didn't go for them. With that said, Noob is next. Against Noob, your best shot is to not give them any space to breath. If you do, they'll just gain speed and gain an advantage. Clearly, they know a thing or two as they were walking for a bit of extra stamina. Not many people do that, and it usually leads to them losing. Here we both stop for a second, presumably we're both low on stamina. They gain distance from this, as survivors do tend to walk faster. I then hit a Nova to force them to go elsewhere that isn't a loop. I then manage to hit 0. One pattern you'll see from me is that I get greedy with void rushes. This was most definitely not the best moment to do one. I should have reset chase. But I guess the guest didn't know that, and so I then switched from noob to guest. Not who I wanted, but I'll settle with what I got. Also, when did they get that? Nonetheless, I end up catching up to them in no time, and then throw a Nova, which I guess somehow baits them to block. I guess they thought of the Nova as an M1 or something. Nonetheless, this pretty much ends chase for them. Or so I thought. Well, there you go. Having seen the V nearby, I might as well go after them. There's no point in not going for them since they're next to me. I guess they were waiting on me to get close so they can skate away. I don't let this happen by using Nova on the spray I had seen earlier. There's really not much to be said about this guy. It's pretty self-explanatory to say the least. As always, use Observant after a kill with no survivors nearby. This is to both locate them and give them all hallucination. Here, I can catch the noob off guard by using Void Rush and going the opposite direction from where he thinks, and drifting with the wall a bit but mainly catching them off guard. With 2 minutes on the clock and then running elsewhere from where the Elliot is, I pretty much get an easy kill here, not much to be said. Other than to aim your Nova predicting a survivor or to guide them elsewhere from where you believe them to be going. With the noob dead, this leaves Elliot for LMS. The only real worry here would be Rush Hour, which in my opinion can be relatively weak. Once I get close enough to them, I void rush, and although I do get the first hit, I don't get the slam. Unfortunate. But no worries, since they've ran that entire time, this lets me gain the stamina advantage on them. Which I then dumbly decide to let them reset. This LMS wasn't my best. And then boom. A lag spike. Yeah, I'm not sure as to why this happened. And to top that, the Elliot decides to be on that Matrix timing and dodges my M1. What is happening? Okay, well, to be fair, at least now I start landing my M1s. Since I'm pretty sure you all know where this is going, I'd like to take a moment to appreciate the amount of support I've had. It's genuinely amazing. If you've liked the video so far, then please follow me. With that being said, bye everyone.
recently I've seen this opinion a lot, especially when I was talking to fellow content creator Atlas earlier today during my math class. A lot of people seem to think Noli's top 3. Do I say that, like, no, he's not! I don't see why people could have this opinion. Noli's terrible. No, I don't. I can absolutely see why they say this. He has great damage abilities, and he just has really good catch-up and a pretty decent aura read, in my opinion. I don't think it's one of the best, but I do think it's pretty decent. But what my problem is with him is that Noli can be avoided fairly easily. And this is in, like, this is just in my personal opinion, playing as or against him. But I do want to get it out of the way, just because, yeah, I am a Noli man. I play a shit ton of Noli. All the time I am playing Noli. It is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, anytime I get the chance, if I'm not leveling up somebody, it's either Noli or Sixer. They are my 2 favorite killers to play in the game, just because of pure crackhead fun I can have. But my problem with him is the fact that you can avoid basically his entire kit. Or his entire kit is just going to be kind of bringing a little value to him depending on the map. Now, yeah, Void Rush is amazing damage, it's amazing distance closing, but my problem with it is that you have to rebound and you have to slam again unless it's an Observant. And if it's an Observant, you're losing doubt on, like, what, 3.5 damage? That 3.5 damage could be game-breaking, guys. Anyway, that is a bit of a problem I have. Because Hallucination, in my opinion, Noli has, like, the worst passives out of every killer. And I know only, like, 3 killers have passives, but, like, Noli's when was the last time you were fueled by Hallucination? Tell me honestly here. Because the last time it was a timer that because I wasn't paying attention in the slightest. Like, never ever been fooled by a Noli Hallucination. Or the generator. The generator is so easily spottable, it angers me when somebody falls for it. But, again, really quick, this is my opinion, which means it's subjective, not objective. Remember that. I'm just voicing my reasons for why I believe this. Noli can struggle depending on the map, especially if the survivors know how to loop properly and are using good loops against him. Some loops are far too thick for him to actually get value from Nova on depending on where you throw it. Now, yeah, I know, like, John, just throw it when it's not a thick wall. Yeah, but, like, what if that's, like, half the loop, dude? Are we looking at Cavern here? Yeah, I can toss it on the straight walls on the outside, but, like, that could just go really badly for me. That could just lose me distance if it doesn't hit. So, do I think Noli's good? Yeah. I think he's either strong or he's balanced. I wouldn't call him overtuned. I wouldn't call him top 3. I think he's either 5th or 4th. I think he could be interchangeable with Nosferatu. I think he has a bit of an edge on Nosferatu just because of off pure damage and cooldowns. He's obviously going to have a higher damage per second. But, you know, I just want to clarify this. I can see the argument. I don't agree with it, but I can see the argument. He's kind of punishable. He's kind of hard to hit some attacks with depending on where the survivors are and if they're in position or if they're being protected by another survivor. Like, yeah. But I would never call Noli bad. The only time he was bad is when this stupid glitch they're seeing the video was around when his Nova couldn't work through walls. That was terrible. You literally couldn't do anything half the time because your only anti-loop was shut down as soon as you threw it into a wall. It was pure BS. I'm so glad they fixed it. But Noli's not bad. Noli is good. Noli is a good killer. I just wouldn't call him top 3 in the game when you compare him to, like, someone like Sixer or 1X or Cool Kid or John Doe. Those two could probably be in the top 3. I don't fucking know anymore. It's been a while since I played either of those. Are they still good, guys? Are they still good? I'm a bit of an unk. I know Cool Kid's still, like, pretty good. He still has good damage, I think. I don't know. But Noli kind of struggles. And that's my problem with him. I know there's those people out there that are like, but John, I hit every Void Rush. Yeah, and you probably stink, dude. You're stinky. You're a stinky guy. You're a stinky fella. Stop hitting those Void Rushes, man. Let me breathe. So, what's the good things about Noli? Great distance closing, good damage potential, and all in all, he's just a fairly good killer with a fairly good anti-loop and the second best projectile for killers in my opinion. What are the bad things? He's avoidable. That's kind of it. He's avoidable and he's a bit loopable. So I think he can struggle, but outside of that, I think he's pretty good!
Do you actually think that you...
In this game, I'll show you how to time feeds on targeting.
Finding Slasher. I found you. Two-time does not comply with dashing wound. You should be scared of me.
Relative.
Bad Slasher, no behead. You think you can switch targets? We're done when I say we're done. Slasher.
Don't even joke, lad. Never trust a corner to time.
Perfect. Now he's locked onto me. He cannot leave this chase, ever. Your back isn't done, Slasher. Now he's paranoid. One last cherry on the cake. You had a long life, little Slasher.
Los servidores de testeo de Forsaken vuelven a abrirse para probar un rework a Slasher. Y antes de decirle el rework, nos dijeron que Salser está desbalanceado.
Pero continuando con el rework, el ancho de la hitbox aumenta 1.5 studs, el alcance de Vigead aumenta 20%, y Gassing Wound reduce el tiempo de preparación hasta un 50% para atacar, lo que hará más fácil de agarrarlos en persecución, y el tiempo de recuperación de 2.5 segundos. Se elimina el enlace de Reign Pace después de terminar la habilidad, pero lo que quieren decir con esto es que los desarrolladores intentan buscar una forma no tan vulnerable al terminar la habilidad para que no te stuneen tan fácil. Luego del reward de Slasher no mandaron nada más, pero haré un vídeo aparte sobre el reward de Slasher.
So Forsaken has just opened a public test server for the buffed slasher, and here's what you need to know. His hitbox got increased, his behead lunge is now longer, his windup is decreased, and most of his end lags are basically gone. Keep in mind though, these buffs may not make it to the real game. There's also a poll whether pro servers should be added and will give 1.5x XP, and the majority voted yes. The new update also brought cheaper points and a singular insane bug fix. Forsaken just added randomized skins. Forsaken released another patch note. 2 updates in 2 days, isn't that awesome? In this one, you can now choose randomized skins, which a lot of you might like. All you have to do is go to the skins of the character you want and click on randomized. Personally, I'm not that interested in skins, so I think it would be awesome if we could get something like randomized survivors killers, or even a game mode where everyone is randomized. What do you think? And thank you so much for 9 subs.
Why are people saying Noli's coming out on May 27th? The devs haven't said anything about him coming that day. At this point, I might start believing it too. Noli May 27th.
So this happened while I was playing Forsaken.
Look, lady, whatever you're selling, I ain't buying, yo.
Well, my name is Skylar White, yo. My husband is Walter White, yo. He told me everything.
De mi Noli borrado y reemplazo a mi signo Noli. En el día de hoy, Forsaken ha dado avances a un rework de la skin de Noli mi signo, la cual era un skin muy simple. Aquí te dejaré los avances. Por otra parte, de Miss Noli, una skin que acompañó a Noli desde sus inicios, ha sido removida, y por ahora no se han dado las razones, pero tendrá otro reemplazo para los que aún quieran tenerla. Entonces,
Forsaken just dropped patch 4.1.2. They made some big balance changes, like John Doe's puddles being way louder, Guest 666 getting blood from indirect kills, and Taff no longer placing traps through walls. They also updated items so you can't use them while ragdolled or grabbed, and reduced the Mystic Slasher achievement from 150 kills down to 75. But right now, the game is set to private due to data issues. So yeah, we'll have to wait until they fix it to play again.
prueba pública de Slasher. Se ha lanzado una prueba pública para ver el ajuste de equilibrio de Slasher. Se aumentó el ancho del hitbox en 1.5 studs. Aumento del tiempo de embestida de decapitación en un 20%. Se redujo el tiempo de preparación de la herida desgarradora en un 50%. Se redujo el tiempo de recuperación de la herida desgarradora en 2.5 segundos, antes 4.5. Eliminación del tiempo de recuperación de la habilidad Raging Passing una vez que se agota. Nota importante. En esta versión, Slasher está sobrevalorado intencionadamente. Solo se busca recopilar información sobre los límites de fuerza que pueden alcanzar los asesinos según su rol de poder. Nada de esto se añadirá al juego principal, solo para que lo sepan. Adiós.
You know, you just need to relax and stop overreacting.
murdered this man.
Yes,
You tortured him.
of course.